This is take two from Robert Firestone, Flyover State of West Virginia. They have gotten back into my computer. Whether y'all want to believe it or not, don't really make a difference to me. I have the other one that I just done. It's 30 minutes some odd long, and it pops and cracks like hell. I had to go back in, reset my sound back up. This just, I'll be glad in this bullshit. Just a simple thing sometimes to me would be a blessing. But anyway, 9:35 a.m. The year of our Lord, January 26, 2021. And this is from Lord Robert, or birth name Lord Bobby. To all you lords and ladies out there in this wonderful fantasy that we are living in. So far, I'm going to try to do this in order. 16 different things. One or two of them is related to Trump, but this is things that I'm writing down that I'm seeing so I can keep track of, okay? One thing they've already tried to got rid of, but other people's got pictures of it, of Biden signing with his left hand and he's being right-handed. But anyway, let's get on with this. Cars behind Joe Biden in the Oval Office. And behind Trump, there's a garden. Okay. Anybody that can do an overview of the Oval Office from the outside, from the air, which Google's got it, it shows trees and bushes and all kinds of crap before you can even see the road, okay, that's out there, that's close to the Oval Office. But when you see Mr. B's videos, it's got cars parked within less than 20 feet of the window or less. That's what it looks like. Okay, who's going to buy into this? Okay, number two, Joe signing with his left hand. He's born right-handed. Like I said, they've tried to disappear that video, but a lot of people have already got it. Sorry to tell you this, YouTube, Google, and the rest of you fucktards. Number three, the wallpaper. Different. Okay. Pics on the wall, statues. Different. Okay. If other people zoomed in behind Trump and shows that there's bulletproof glass. Okay. It's different. The panes are different between Trump's and Biden's. It shows, another one shows Biden reading from a script. I guess it's his memory pad. That's what I used to call it in plumbing when I had to carry a little notepad around with me when I had to take notes on what I was doing, where I was at, things that was going on, what I needed. It was my memory pad. Okay. Joe's doing the same thing. Somebody's scripting for him. Right now, I believe 100% Joe is a puppet, and the outside faction may be Barry Santero, and everybody knows who that is. Okay. Ben, they're still trying to kick off a 16-year bullshit plan that ain't working for them. My understanding is somehow or another, dumbass has been blocked from the money. Okay. That's why all these idiots has opened up their restaurants in their cities and towns again. Because Biden can't get them the money. Okay, to keep this bullshit sham going. The CV-19, less than 5 days, all of a sudden, it is going away. What happened to the CV-20? That was supposed to be worse. Where the hell did that go? Just disappear? Okay, number four. Oh, no, excuse me. Okay, the pictures and walls and the statues are different. Joe got sworn in with his Harry Potter Bible, and the first pictures that we received was the Bible was upside down. The two locks, okay, had crosses on them. They was upside down, okay. why would somebody want to do something like this to us against dumbass? It would have been more significant to try to have done something like this to Trump, to make us think that Trump had turned on us. So I don't think this is bullshit. Because logically it makes no sense. Okay. The first EO signed was 17 of them. Anybody know the significance of 17? But also the number 17 was apparent in all through his inauguration for all kinds of shit. My understanding. Okay. Plagues, different things. Okay, let's just go on with it. Also, it shows they zoomed in these things. EOs was blank. Now everybody's trying to holler, oh, they're up on the official website. Well, my understanding, there was an attorney who looked at these so-called EOs. Somewhere in the top letter heading of these EOs, there's some kind of word, and God, I wish I'd have wrote it down. There's some kind of word that means this is what he wishes for. This is what he wants. Don't mean that it's an actual executive order, because the way it's worded, okay? But us being layman's of everything going on for the last 80 years, we wouldn't know no different, especially when it comes to so-called law, these three-letter word. But anyway, let's go on to the next one here. Let's see. Okay. Done seen the paperwork, went and looked it up myself. Tallahassee, Florida. Bankruptcy papers with Trump's signature on the bottom of it. Okay. Oh, Joe had to rent a private jet. The military would not go after him. A little hard to be the most powerful motherfucker in the world when you got no military, isn't it? My understanding, I can't remember the guy's name, but supposedly this individual locked all the doors in and around the Oval Office or any place that was kind of sacred to the actual real president, okay? Locked the doors on dumbass, and he couldn't get in. They didn't want that to get out either, but it did. They also done it to dumbass Barry Santero once. People throw the video out of him walking down through there, checking the doors like a guard on night watch, trying to figure out if the doors was, well, for his case, one was open. Same thing with Biden. All right, let's see. Okay, like I said, Castle Rock Movie Studios being showed everywhere. Okay, the day of the inauguration. Video kept clipping. All of a sudden, there'd be this one group of people behind Joe, and he's swearing in. Next clip, it was somebody else behind him. And then there was people sitting in the audience that had Castle Rock beanies on and hats. Can't make this shit up. There's another picture of Joe. I've mentioned this once already. Him bending over, looking at a piece of paper or something, and you look at the back of his neck, and you see, it looks like skin rolled up on the back of his neck. That's called a latex mask. Okay? And there is a mask maker for the White House. She's been around for many, many years. She's very good at what she does. But there's some flaws in it if you see it. Okay, there's things. Joe's earlobes, okay, is not attached to his skin like mine comes down and attached to my jaw. Joe's got the type that flaps in the wind. Well, on the mask, they're attached to his skin. It's not Joe, okay? Is Joe so bad off because he can't get to his adrenochrome that he looks worse than Nancy Pelosi without makeup at 5 o'clock in the morning? Is that what's going on? Okay. This is about Trump. Trump's plane, Air Force One, was NA for 10 days. That was kind of strange. They just now went and picked up the presidential limousines and the SUVs and all the other shit. Okay, I think that was day before yesterday or Friday. Okay, Hills of Harris was sworn in before Joe. The vice president was sworn in before the president. No, don't believe the bullshit. But this is what was shown. Him trying to be a good guy and uh, showing his, I can't think of the damn name or the word of it, his, him being a gentleman and allowing her to go first. No. No. All right. 13. The day of Joe's swearing in, the 20th, there in D.C., was cloudy and overcast. But in the video, it shows it's sunny and bright. Okay? Charlie Ward sends out video. 10 hours to some of his buddies here in the United States. Ward is in Spain. 10 hours now ahead of the so-called inauguration. And his buddies was like, he asked them if they wanted to watch the inauguration. And they said, that's damn impossible. It ain't supposed to happen for another 10 hours. He said, well, you might want to click this on and watch it then. He showed them. Okay. Number 14, C-SPAN. On one of their live feeds. Somebody called it on, I think it was on a cell phone, but somebody got a picture of it. When it was going on a live feed now, remember this, a live feed. According to their date stamp on the video that was going on at the time live, it was showing this thing being 1 week old already. You can't make that up either. Okay. Okay. For people who's been keeping up with this, there's this thing called resignation info list. Okay. It shows everybody that's resigned through the world. CEOs, congressmen, governors, bankers, anybody of high authorities. Okay. Not a damn one of Trump's people in his cabinet is on that list. Is that making any sense, y'all? Don't you think it should be there? Now, also, they're trying to get Janet Yellen in as the Treasury Secretary, and something's going on there too because they can't get her confirmed. I think it's funny. Okay. Also, on the 20th, another individual in England, okay, sends video to friends in the United States, congratulating people that Biden has got in. He's now been inaugurated 12 hours before the live feed. Can't you imagine our buddies here in the United States like, what? Especially if they were supporters of that idiot. They sat and watched the inauguration 12 hours before it took place. Really? So far, that's my short list, 16 things, and a couple of them refers to Trump a little bit. All right, let's see. Okay. To try to go over some things in my head, that lady in Australia that I watch, Hev, she showed at one time 2 long feeds of this. I wished I'd have wrote the name down. It's Trumpet something or other, but it's got the Punisher black and white skull on the side of it. It sounded like exactly like Q. And I'm thinking to myself, damn, We're going to go back through the same shit that just went through the last 4 years or 3 years. She hasn't brought it back up again because I think it was some kind of bullshit that was propagandized through Twitter. Okay. But the military talked to Nell Kay. Some of y'all know who I'm talking about, some of you don't. But she asked them about why they was in D.C. and they reassured her and the people that she was with, that the military was not there for them. It was there for to guard against foreign enemies and domestic enemies. And there's something being built that looks like a containment camp through FEMA there in D.C. that people's trying their best to get pictures of, but they're being pushed back to where everything's long range. And said they was there for we the people and the Constitution. They wasn't there for we the people whatsoever. And this is the military told her this. Then other people has gotten out word too of the military saying the same thing. Okay, watched the thing last night with the generals or whatever talking about the National Guards. They're pulling down the National Guards. 2 days ago, they said there was only going to be 5,000. This morning, now it's 7,000. It's constant being, you hear one thing, then it turns into something else less than 24 hours. Okay, some of that may not be no more than protecting our own military from the idiots. That might be what's going on that behalf. I don't know. But also, the first, I think, 3 days of this thing building like it was with the National Guard, people had said they'd seen 20 JAG officers show up to D.C., okay? And they was dropped off at certain points to go into certain buildings, okay? Well, my understanding about military and JAG is the arm of the military law. That's who these people are. So, for if and when this takes place, and I do believe it is taking place, and things may be going on that's kind of hush-hush even to us right now, but eventually it will sneak out. Then there was another individual that was caught coming out with a guard in front of him and a guard behind him, his wife holding his arm, but he had his arms behind his back. Then there was a hot mic moment on Nancy Pelosi's ass, told her to keep her mouth shut. Okay? Some little girl wearing a badge, we couldn't make out what it was. And then someone else was told to not say anything on a hot mic. Then Joe was signing these so-called EOs and was looking at them, and I can't even read them. What's these things about? Kamala, hot mic, is telling him, sign them, Joe, sign them, Joe, sign them, Joe. Then another video shows some kind of secretary sitting in front of the so-called Oval Office desk, him doing kind of the same thing, but something else he said, and she's telling him, sign him, Joe, sign him, Joe, sign him, Joe. And I'm like, what in the hell are we watching? What in the heck is going on? At this time, it is about the continuity of our government, but also at the same time, we got to have an understanding. Most of us, some's not going to give a shit whatsoever. And our military is in charge because Trump signed it over to the military before he left. Okay, and it finally got out that he signed the insurrection. think it's what it was. Don't hold me to that. And he signed a few other things too that left military in charge. The Pentagon's done told Joe that they don't recognize him as a president, and he will not get any military briefings about the military or anything that deals with national security secrets. Done told him. So we got a puffed up Superman that's running around with a limp dick syndrome, nuts hanging to his knees, with no power. But he's running around trying to make everybody believe he does. Okay? The only reason that's going on is because of the MSM. Okay. They want to take Trump on in and impeach him. Okay. This has happened one time before in history when it comes to votes. It happened to another president. And I caught wind of it, and I didn't. I thought, well, I'll go back to it, and I wanted to try to go find it again. I couldn't find it. But anyway, it don't say the president's name or anything, but this happened one time before. He leaves office. He proves that there was fraudulent dealings with the votes. And when he proved it, the other idiot had to step down. He stepped back into his seat of power. Okay. This has happened one time before in our history. The 17th Amendment, my understanding, is going to have a lot to do with this. Okay. And it's all about, no, don't let me say that, because I'll end up misquoting it and not mean to. Because I'm trying to keep up everything in my damn head right now. It's like, it's almost caused me headaches daily, because trying to remember so I can regurgitate, that things where everybody thinks we're smart because I got a diploma hanging on the wall, because their memory was good enough to where they could regurgitate it on a piece of paper called a test. Okay, that's the school system, college, everything. That's what it boils down to. You don't become who you are until you get into the job, and the skill set has to be used. That's when you become smart, or smart at what you're doing, supposedly. But an actual real smart person was the person who come up with the plow behind the horse, because they got tired of killing themselves trying to do all this by hand. That's a smart person. Our forefathers were farmers. Nobody forget that. But now overnight they had to become congressmen. They had to become warring people. Had to figure out how to kill somebody. But these people, these forefathers of ours, also at the same time understood their own moral construct, their compass. The Federalist Papers, you go digging through them, reading through them, you start seeing they understood who they were, because they put in things that they knew they was capable of, and they knew other people was very much capable of doing too. So they was pretty smart people. But anyway, what's yet to come is coming. And don't know when, where, you know how that works, time things. But Trump will pull another 4 years, but this next 4 years, it's going to be strange, because more than likely, when it comes out, he's going to let us know that the United States is free, and we're back under a republic. And according to the lawyers I've been listening to, that's finally tuned in and got out of their bullshit to go see what the truth is, okay, they've dug this shit up too. The second Constitution, the bankruptcy, and said straight up the old Constitution, when it was applied back over the criminal Constitution, known as the Incorporation of D.C., it throwed the Corporation of D.C., other than the bankruptcy, it automatically put us back in a corrective spot instantly. We don't even know it yet. Most people don't know it yet, that we are now back under a republic. A democratically, that's all bullshit. It's nowhere in our Constitution. But they have convinced us through the schools, the media, and every retarded ass fucking congressman. They've been fooled and fucked too, outside of the ones that knew. I've seen the paperwork. Trump did start another party. It's got his name on it. It comes from a legal website that you have to go through to register a party. Okay, I'm thinking FCC, but I could be wrong on that. Then you got some people that's truthers out here that's still denying, and supposedly it come from Trump too, that he didn't do no such things, but it's being blasted and plastered everywhere. By the time this is all said and done, the Republican Party will be no more, and the Democratic Party will be no more. Or if there's any kind of remnants of it at all, everybody needs to carry a can of Raid with them and spray them in the face. Because they're roaches. They need not get back up on their feet to fuck us again. Because once this is done, said, and over with, from the local levels all the way to the highest, all this stuff needs to be changed. All this stuff needs to be fixed. We go back under a common law / constitutional law. You treat people the way you want to be treated. That's the main construct in all of this. Don't go out here and commit murder. Ain't got anything about defending yourself, okay? Don't purposely go out here and kill somebody. Don't purposely go out here and rob somebody. A handful of rules, regulations just to live by as a human being, a lord or a lady. Then all this bullshit, all these laws, years, floor to ceiling, dedicated temples, known as law libraries, even down to our public libraries. They got law sections too. About more than 80 or 90% of this bullshit will have to go. And don't be hollering, well, who's going to pave the highways? I guess it's going to be the same motherfuckers that's been doing it. The ones that's been getting paid. Okay? There's also going to be a whole big shift of responsibilities shipped back to the states. So the state representatives is going to have to do something other than flap their fucking lips for once. So peace to all y'all, and have an understanding. The best is yet to come. Okay? And in that bankruptcy, I know a lot of y'all went and dug it up, looked and listened. I looked at it probably the third time before I really paid attention to what some of the verbiage was close to the bottom of the page when it come to who the debtors were and where the money that's been stolen goes back to as we the people. Now we're talking about a shitload of gold and a shitload of silver. Don't know how this is going to play out. So these debts, these debt notes, this fiat currency, this phony ass fucking life that all of us has been running around in multi-generationally is somewhere along the line in our near future is about ready to be thrown off a cliff in a big old ocean. And like I said, our CV19, I guess it was a week ago or so, me and the old lady was sitting there watching it. Ireland has started putting up digital signs through the whole country telling people to get rid of the mask. They do not work. They're harmful for your health. And at least 89 or 90% of the so-called CV19 tests are false positives. They're fraudulent. This is how they're actually stating it. Then you got other countries, Netherlands and other places, that's burning down fucking buildings, state parliaments, beating the hell out of people, causing riots over this bullshit because they're not bullshitting taking it no more either. So there's a lot more going on than the mainstream media would allow most people to have an understanding. This, I think, if everybody thinks about it, the ones that's making videos and comments, is going to be documented history. We're part of it. We're actually, at this time in our life, we're being part of something that's so big and tremendous that it's going to involve every daggone one of us. We're going to actually be part of this history, not force-fed a bunch of bullshit. Okay, like I've talked about before, the four hidden dynasties. The religious system was what held the other three together: the political, the financial, and educational. Because that glue where they went in and changed text, changed things in our Bibles to make us follow like sheep, we're going to find out a big change about that too. Okay, FBI, I think Friday, got another big data drop of Tesla technology. The blueprints, the personal notes of Tesla, everything. Then the Black Vault. They thousands and thousands and thousands. Trump signed off on this. Okay? All this stuff that they've been trying to keep hid from us, which a lot of it we knew. Okay? Hunter Biden's laptop. We've got governors and senators, mayors all over the United States starting to stand up and pay attention to what's being said to them for the last 5 or 6 months. The ones that was trying to wake up the dumb in them, okay, because they was in that little box that was created for them and groomed for. Finally, they kicked down one of the damn walls and see there was a bigger picture. Now they're asking questions. All the wrong people, for the idiots, are asking questions. We're finally starting to see that why come back to us. Remember when we was 5 years old, we kept running around asking our moms and dads, why is this? Why is that? Why is a cat's tail fuzzy? Why is the sky blue? Why is the grass green? We're back to that point. It's getting to that point. Then when it does, all this shit gets broke. The alien thing and all that other stuff, I don't know nothing about other than my personal belief on the aliens is something that happened 3 Earth ages or 2 Earth ages behind. We're on the third. Okay? These things that people's calling aliens are fallen angels. Okay? That's my belief. These so-called mythological beings in Greece and everything, that was some more of it, of the fallen angels. Throughout the whole timeline of our history and our so-called ancient history, they've been in play. They've been right here among us the whole damn time. All of this is going to come out too. Now, the technologies like the med bed and stuff like that, I'd love to see that come to pass. Reason being is I had to reason through it for myself. I asked the Lord to help me with it, and I guess He gave me the right reasoning, because these beds use our own, each one of our own DNA to rightfully put us back to a healthy state, detox our bodies of all the nasties. Okay, Gates is running around owning, I think it was 200 million acres of farmland now. All of a sudden, I wonder what his little punk ass is up to. Whatever this case may be, the truth is going to come out. It's the whole time, my whole life I've heard this. Life has a funny way of balancing itself. You can run from the truth, but somewhere along the line it catches up to you when you least expect it, and it starts smacking you up in the head again. Run from it again, catches up to you again. It takes a while for truth to work its way up to show people what the truth is, because propaganda is so pretty, so easy to accept a lie, bullshit. But it still needs that much truth to make a lie work. Because if it don't have any kind of truth in it, a lie don't work. That's like telling a 40-year-old or a 50-year-old or a 30-year-old or a 20-year-old or anybody that has any kind of construct of colors that the sky's green and the grass is blue. Okay? Physically, we know not that's the case. But we also got to think we was the one that was taught this. We was the one showed the color, okay, to burn it into our psyche to believe this. Okay? So, either you're foolish or you don't. Well, I do believe them days is about over. And I hope this recording ain't popping and cracking because, like I said, they went in again and changed my damn settings. My last video, I kept it. I was going to get rid of it, but I think, well, I'll just keep it. Because if anybody that comes over to the house and I tell them what's going on and show them and let them listen to it, and they're in and out of our computers and our phones right now, that little Windows warning for our computers to dong dong, that's them. Could be the NSA, hell, it could be China. Okay? I find it kind of retardedly stupid because they're collecting data, okay? Us as a human race, every one of us daily, most of the time, sway from doing the same thing every day, okay? There's certain traits of us that we do every day, but most of the day is random actions of things that we got to do or we want to do, we sway from. I don't understand how them collecting all of that unnecessary data is going to do them any good. Maybe I'm not seeing the bigger picture. All right, y'all. Peace.